If you're a software as a medical device innovator, you're likely making critical mistakes right now that are adding months to your go-to-market runway. These mistakes are so common, we've condensed them to 5. We call them the Slowdown 5. So my question to you is, how many are you guilty of? Let me know in the comments. Mistake number 1, focusing just on the technology. Look, everybody knows that the most exciting part of bringing a new product to market is the product itself. But it's such a common mistake to not allocate time and resource to the broader compliance requirements that you will need to navigate in order to do so. If you focus just on the technology, you're actually selling yourself short. Really, you need at least as much time and effort devoted to the process for bringing your product into the market. And if you can do that, you're already ahead of over 90% of your competitors. The more exciting the technology, the more crucial the boring bits become. Mistake number 2 is collecting evidence, but collecting the wrong type. It's so common that companies come to us having spent tens or hundreds of thousands collecting clinical evidence for their software as a medical device. But so often, by not doing the basic groundwork, they've collected the wrong data points. And it's such a shame that they've invested so heavily and yet it won't help them get the products into the market. By doing the basic work, which is a proper state-of-the-art literature review and a proper risk analysis, you can ensure that the data points you collect are not only what you need for regulatory compliance, but will also help sell your product by ensuring that stakeholders are seeing the evidence they need to make a purchasing decision. Mistake number 3 is not doing a proper risk analysis. Risks are a goldmine of ideas for design inputs and product improvements. And yet so often innovators view risk analysis as just part of a routine regulatory compliance bit that belongs at the very end of the process. It doesn't. By looking at, identifying and understanding the risks that might be related to your device, you have the opportunity to build a better version of your product that not only sails through compliance, but more closely aligns with the needs of your customers. Mistake number 4 is not establishing a quality management system framework early in the process. I know, again, it's not as exciting as developing the products, but if you look at Clause 7 of ISO 13485, which is the standard that applies in this case, it's titled Product Realization. In other words, there's a whole part of the standard that's devoted just to a quality framework for product development itself. So many innovators find themselves in a spot when they're then having to retrospectively align with this requirement, which adds time and complexity to your go-to-market journey. Start early, have it in place, and stay ahead of the process. Mistake number 5 is conducting things in series rather than in parallel. Just think about this for a moment. If you just append all of your regulatory compliance work onto the end of your product development, no matter how quickly you go through compliance, it's still adding time to the overall process. The correct approach is to start both aspects simultaneously right at the beginning. That means that by the time you've finished developing your product, your regulatory submissions are basically ready to go. That will save you months off your go-to-market journey and build efficiency into the process from day one. Look, here's the reality. Here's the motivation behind this video. We want you to get this right. We work with hundreds of innovators and we see these mistakes time and time again. We see the pressures it puts on their go-to-market journey, pressure from investors, slower to get a return on their money. You can avoid them. You can stay ahead of the process. We're so passionate about this that we're now offering free go-to-market planning sessions for software as a medical device innovators. So if you're serious about your product and you want to get onto the market in the most efficient way possible, take advantage of this offer. It's completely genuine. We'll do a deep dive into your specific product and circumstances and build a go-to-market journey that's exactly right for you. If you want to avail this offer, get in contact with our team, let us know, and we'll start the process as soon as you're available. We look forward to working with you.